Good morning and welcome to the video. Today I am in Salzburg, Austria. I've been staying in Munich for the past week. I'll be staying there for a month, but this was only an hour and a half train ride to get to Salzburg. So I'm going to see it. Big Sound of Music fans. I'm going to do a Sound of Music tour tomorrow, and today I'm just going to explore the city. What an incredible view. This big building right here, Salzburg Cathedral. That's the Salzach River back there. We have beautiful mountains over here. That's part of the old city wall right there. There's some more of it. And back there is the airport. And that's actually a museum of modern art. I took the funicular up, but I'm gonna walk back down because why not? Walk down is really nice. It's pretty much all in the shade, at least it is during the morning. And then, yeah, great views of the city all the way down. This is the birthplace of Christian Doppler. He discovered the Doppler effect. If you don't know what that is, it's very important. I'm at the Mozart Museum, which is also the place where he was born, and the house that he lived in when he was growing up. This is Mozart when he was 7 years old. This was his first violin when he was a child, 6 years old. These were all written by Mozart himself. That was really interesting. It had a lot more to do with Mozart's family than it did with actually just Mozart. But I really found it interesting. The Mozart residence is supposed to be more interesting and more about Mozart himself. The problem is that's closed for renovations, so I can't go there. If you're gonna do at least 3 things in Salzburg, it's definitely worth it to get this. Salzburg card, 31 euros, gets you everything for free and all the public transportation for free. So it's definitely worth it if you're going to be doing a few things while you're here. Just took a bus about half hour out of the city of Salzburg to Grodig because there's a gondola here. It goes up to the top of the mountain. Should be beautiful. It goes all the way up there. Wow, it is nice and cool up here. By the way, that gondola had 4 men and about 20 women on it. It's very interesting. And there are people actually hiking this. Maybe next time. That's the castle way down there in Salzburg. This is so spectacular up here. I climbed up a little higher from the gondola stop. I can actually go all the way up there, which I may do. I might not. Give it a shot. Wasn't expecting to be hiking today, but here we are. Definitely not wearing the right shoes for it, but we'll make do. Wow, look at this. It's like a quarry. Made it to the top. It was steep. Unfortunately, it wasn't that long. And it was so worth it. It is 360-degree view up here. Fantastic. That's where we came up. It looks not too far, but you go down and then back up, so it's a lot farther than it looks. There are actually 2 crosses to climb up to. This one, which is way easier, and the one that I went to, which is much harder, but totally worth it. Here's the view from the other cross. Still excellent, but not quite as good because you can't get the 360 feeling.
The contrast is better.
You got a beer garden. They brew their own beer here. Yummy. Roast pork. They say it's the best in town. The beer is delicious, so I'm sure the pork is too. Dinner was excellent. The beer was excellent. And it was reasonably priced. You can't beat that. Stern Brow. It's like a beer garden type place. Very, very good. Highly recommended. Schmuck Passage. This ice cream is vegan chocolate. It's actually so good. I sampled it first to make sure I would like it. I really, really like it. Look at sculptures of pickles, or gherkins as they say here in Europe, next to a serious statue of Friedrich Schiller. I think that's a pretty impressive shot of Salzburg right there. This is possibly the most touristy thing I've ever done, doing the Sound of Music tour. This is the lake where they filmed the water scenes where Maria and the kids fell out of the boat. This was not the actual house they used. They tried to use it, but they couldn't get permission. That house was actually in the movie, but not the inside of the house. So that was the house from the movie.
What happened to the guy with no left side?
It's the gazebo.
This is the gazebo they use in the Sound of Music. I personally think it looks small.
Beautiful gardens. They only used the outside of this for the scenes in the movie. The inside they did in the studio because they needed a bigger space. It's the St. Michael's Church where Maria and the captain got married. Wow. This is where they got married. I'm walking down the aisle just like Maria. An hour to walk around in this town of Mondsee. Mondsee means lake in German. This is the town where the church is. We're about an hour outside of Salzburg. It's beautiful out here. So many mountains and lakes. That apple strudel was pretty good, not as good as I thought it was going to be. It was very expensive. I paid 10 euros for that. So I didn't think it was worth it. This is Mondsee, which is German for lake. Beautiful. This is the fountain they were dancing around during Do Re Mi. It's in Mirabel Gardens. These are the steps from Do Re Mi. They're jumping on each step is a different note. It's so cool. The angle they filmed that scene from. Jumping up and down the steps. Beautiful view of the city, right? Those are the same steps right in front of me. A lot of the Do Re Mi scene was filmed here in Mirabel Gardens. This is the trellis they were running through during that scene. This wasn't in that scene. This is just a beautiful fountain. Statues all around it. One more piece of Sound of Music lore. They ran through these statues during the Do Re Mi scene also. Such beautiful gardens. Dwarf garden. All these dwarf statues here. Very odd. There's two more. Headed up to the Catacombs in St. Peter's. Cost €2 to get here. We'll see if these compare to the ones in Paris. I doubt it, but we'll find out. I'm surprised I'm going up instead of down. It's like a chapel made out of stone. It's pretty eerie. Great view from here. Kind of misleading calling these catacombs. I was expecting a lot of skulls and stuff, but all it was is a couple of chapels dug into the stone. I guess it was worth the €2, but there are better things to do. So the catacombs from the outside actually looks cooler from the outside than from the inside. Built right into the rock. No wheel. Maria and the kids ran across this bridge in Sound of Music also. So much Sound of Music history here. This is the Mozart bridge. Look at this view. This is the other side. How do you even get up to this house up here? I mean, it looks like there's a ton of stairs. I'm just very interested to know how those people get up there. Apparently there's a really good brewery attached to this church. So that's where I'm headed now. I believe this is it. So you take a moment, wash it out, and then fill it with a liter of beer and some fish and chips. This place is huge, and it opened at 3 o'clock and it's already packed. But the beer's really good. It's hard to find. It's underneath the church. That place was awesome. Beer was really good. They had all different kinds of food you can get. Gets really crowded though. I got here a little after 3 and it was already packed. I can imagine what it's like on a weekend because today is Thursday. It's hard to find, but if you Google Augustiner Brau, it should take you to the right place. You can also ask people. It's definitely worth it. It's a place to be in Salzburg. If she was smart, she'd pick up all the money that people throw in there. That's a get-rich-quick scheme. I really love Salzburg. It had beautiful architecture surrounded by scenic mountains and all of the Sound of Music folklore and the history. City I would definitely like to go back to. It's definitely worth seeing. Should be on everybody's bucket list.